Every story holds a spark of the human spirit. It's time to really let that light shine. This is Conjuring the Human Spirit, hosted by Shawn Meeks, a space for honest conversations, deep connection, and the shared journey of being fully alive. This season, Shawn also welcomes guests who open up about their own transformations and experiences, reminding us all what it means to heal, grow, and thrive, one story at a time. You're invited. Let's begin.
Have you ever felt like, where the heck am I in my life? Where the heck am I going? And how the heck did I get here? And oh goodness, I'm stuck. We often feel this way because we treat ourselves like a single machine rather than a multi-level seasonal ecosystem. Today we're going to begin to read the compass and start mapping the ecosystem of you. I'm your host, Shawn Meeks, and today on Conjuring the Human Spirit, I'm sharing something I learned that helps me to understand where I am in my life, and it's called the 4 Shields of Human Nature. In this episode, it's my goal to help you read your own compass, see where you are, what is next, and if you're stuck, what to do about it. But I want to warn you, buckle up, buttercups. I'm going to throw a lot of information at you today, and I hope it serves you. Here we go. Please share one intentional breath with me in and out. Let's begin. I want to start with a story about where I heard this work. This is what I was told to do and trained to do when they told me about the 4 Shields of Human Nature, that you need to honor the teaching. Where did it come from? And where did you hear of it? And give some groundedness to it, so it's not just me over here making this up and bringing it to you. And I heard this teaching about 15 years ago. I've been practicing it in my life ever since. When I was in Cochiti Lake, New Mexico, sitting in a circle, a love circle, similar to what I now call the magic of listening, with a group of 12 people that wanted to, including myself, that were there to fast in the desert for 5 days and 4 nights. So we sat in this circle. I didn't know anyone. We sat down with Emerald North. She's a crone. Emerald talks like this. She doesn't wear any makeup, and her hair is all disheveled. And she is awesome. Emerald North. They don't get much more hippie than that, and she's been a huge teacher for me. And one of her teachers was a guy by the name of Hamios Storm. And Hamios Storm was of Cheyenne descent, and he's actually a German fellow who kind of claimed to be of Cheyenne descent. This is kind of how it all flushed out, but that's maybe another topic for another story for another day. But he told this story of the 4 shields was but a 15-minute teaching to this white guy by the name of Stephen Foster, PhD, and his wife Meredith Little. And he talked about the 4 directions of human nature and how north, south, east, and west interfaces with the lifespan of the human and our everyday interactions and our everyday choices and things we're bringing into our life. And Meredith and Stephen were struck by this 15-minute teaching, and they really made it their life's work. Stephen spent the rest of his life. He died just after the 351-page book was published. He died. But he spent his life with groups and himself crossing thresholds like we do here at the farm, crossing a threshold out of this world that is the normal, everyday headline world into a world of magic, into the woods, into a place where anything is possible. But asking the question, crossing the threshold and saying, how does the South, asking nature, how does South interface with the human? I know what Hamios said. Hamios said, South is the place of the child. Tell me more about that. And he made it his life's work. And so today is really just a brief summary of a life's work of Stephen and Meredith. So if you like what you hear today, I'm going to do a 4-day workshop here at the farm entitled Listening to the 4 Directions. And you can check out my website, mcguirelife.com, for more details. Now let's step into the flow of the wheel together as Hemiost gave it to Stephen, Stephen gave it to Emerald, Emerald gave it to me, and now I'm going to give it to you in my East Coast vibe kind of way, not in the hippie West Coast way, but hopefully in a way that resonates with the spirit of you. So to get a visual, imagine a round compass pointing east, south, west, and north. You know, indigenous people for centuries have called this round circle a medicine wheel and have ascribed seasons of the year and animals to each direction. They told stories for centuries around the fire about their meaning. And while different cultures have slightly different versions of this wheel, the premise is the same: to use parts of this wheel as medicine for an ailing mind, body, or spirit. They didn't have the minute clinic on the corner. They had the medicine man or woman in the tribe. When they were suffering, they came to them, and this was medicine. The medicine wheel was part of the medicine that the shaman, the medicine man or woman, was giving to their people. And even in a modern day, no matter who you are in every area of your life, you're either in the flow of this wheel or you're fighting the flow. We all wear the four directions. It's human nature. We wear a different direction for different areas and times in our lives. And we do it all at the same time. And it's a lot. It's a heck of a lot. And it's no wonder that we often feel lost. Now, stay with me, because when you get it, you get it. And when you know where you are, you know what's next. And whether you're stuck or not, no worries, you suddenly know what to do about it. So think about the four directions again: east, south, west, and north. Today, we're going to use these simple four directions as a roadmap for everything you have going on in your life. I'm talking about each one of your friendships, your husband, your wife, your lover, your job, your fitness journey, your diet, where you live, anything you've made a decision to do or be. And each one of these things has a unique place on the compass, on the medicine wheel, and we're going to see what direction each one is going. Okay, so now you have a visual of the compass. Let's think about the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each one of them is assigned to a direction. Now, you know the seasons flow naturally. There's nothing we need to do about it, thank God, right? Spring will naturally flow to summer, and summer will flow to fall, which naturally leads back to winter, and then back to spring again. It's one of those things that happen in life without us trying, like our breathing. This is why the gurus say, go back to your breath. Go back to your breath. Because though we shared an intentional breath when we began today, that was with our mind. Do this with me. Okay, I will do this, but you've been breathing every breath since we've done that. And it's like our heartbeat, right? We only have as many heartbeats as we have, but it beats on its own, and so do the seasons. And because of this, it's a reliable metaphor for your understanding of yourself and being with yourself. So let's start in the east. The season is spring. The part of you is the spiritual. The animal associated with the east is the raptor. And it's the place of the seed. And it's the place also of the elder, because we go east, but we all go all the way around the medicine wheel. So we start in the seed that goes to the child, that goes to the adolescent, that goes to the adult, that becomes the elder, that dies, that becomes the seed, that becomes the child, that goes to the adolescent, that goes to the adult. It'll all make more sense in a moment. The vibe here is the sun rises here, new beginnings, inspiration, the big picture. This is the east. Rising sun, you know what it's like to sit and watch the sun rise. What is this day going to hold? You're inspired for a new day, right? The raptor allows you to dive into that big picture, dive into that day and hold something new and begin. The check-in, are you in the east in this part of your life? The check-in, what new is being called forth in you? Are you inspired by this new beginning? Are you ready, or have you already swooped in like the raptor and grabbed hold of it? The bottom line of the East is the place of the spiritual, the seed, the beginnings. Once you have grabbed hold of some idea, like the seasons, you naturally move from the east to the south. Spring becomes summer. This is where you bring what you grabbed hold of in the east into the physical world, into being. The south, the season is summer. The part of you is the physical. The animal here is the mouse, the child. So you've grabbed hold of something in the east you're so excited of. You brought it into the world and you're playing with it. And the vibe here is it's warmth, it's sunshine, childhood. You're just off from school. It's summer is here. You've made a decision. You've grabbed hold of it. You're playing with it in your body and you're curious as a mouse. That's why the animal here is the mouse. You let go of inhibitions and you're bringing this idea forth. The check-in, are you in the south in an area in your life? Are you having fun? Are you taking risks? Are you excited about where you are in your life with this certain thing? Is there a pep in your step? The bottom line is this is the place of the child, playfulness. You are bringing the idea you grabbed hold of in the east into the south, and you're beginning to have fun doing it, learning about it. But we can only stay in the south for so long. You've grabbed hold of the idea, you're playing with it, and then there's the truth of it. Then that's where we are trying to suss out the truth, because spring moves to summer, summer moves to fall, right? The wheel keeps moving, and so do you with this idea that you have, and you carry that into the west, into the season that is fall, into the part of you that is psychological, all that you have learned about this thing that you thought you wanted to do and grab hold of, that you played with in the south. Now you know the truth of it. So it's like a bear, you take this into the cave, like an angsty adolescent. You go in and say, what is the truth about what I thought I grabbed hold of? And the vibe here is like that angsty adolescent, we go into the dark cave and root through all that we have learned about ourselves and the situation. What is true about me, or what is true about the situation? What are they saying is true? What do I think is true? What is not? Rooting through the dark soil, the introspection, the shadows, and then saying, yes, this is the truth about that. And then you emerge from the cave with your gifts. So are you in the West with something? What did you learn in the South? What part of you is transforming right now? What part of you are you going to leave behind? What part of you will you keep? How will you emerge from this cave? So the bottom line here in the South, in the West, is this is the direction of the self and the inner journey that only you can take. When you're in there, everything that everyone said about you is also there, and only you can emerge with the truth of you. And when you emerge with the truth of you, you walk confidently out of that cave and start walking toward the north, because fall leads to winter. The seasons keep moving, y'all. Nothing we can do about it. The areas of your life keep moving. The part of you is the rational. Now you have a deep understanding of the truth of it. So rationally, now you're thinking about this is the truth. And the animal here is the buffalo. The buffalo, because you know the truth, you're adulting. You know what adulting is like. And sometimes you're standing like a buffalo on the prairie in the winter storm, stoic. And no matter what storm is coming your way, you know who you are, and you're standing there stoic like the buffalo, head on into that storm. So the vibe here in the north of the place of the adult is bringing the gifts you emerge from the cave to your community. It's about responsibility, strategy. Like a buffalo in the winter storm, you are steadfast. Are you in the north in your life? Here's how you know. Are you serving your people? Is your mind organized, or is it frozen in dogma and duty? Is your purpose fresh or stale? Is your mind heavy with what you have to do, or inspired by what you want to do? This is the direction of bringing your gifts to your people. It is about either the healthy or unhealthy adult. So let me use the farm as an overarching example. This retreat center, this idea that I had around serving you, around this purpose in my life. It all began in the East. First, there was an idea of a retreat center. It was an idea until I swooped down like the raptor and bought this 41-acre farm. Broken down property, dreams everywhere. What am I going to do? Swooping down. And when I swooped down and grabbed it, I moved from the East, which was just an idea, to the South, where I'm playing with it like a child, excited about the opportunity to bring this to you and what could we do together and what thresholds can we cross. I've got 25 acres of woods and how can we get in there and all the truths of how long it takes to mow the grass and all of that, what it is to rebuild the house and redo the barn. And for 2.5 years, I've been playing with and rebuilding this house and the land and honing my practice of being with you. And that was a lot. Did you just hear a lot? And people say, you can't do that, and you're not this, and you're not a medicine man, and you can't, and who do you think you are, and who am I with the land, and how do I engage with the land? And all of that is like the harvest of the South. We carry that whole bundle to the West with the harvest into the cave. Now that things with construction are complete, who am I really, and what medicine or work am I being called to bring forth in my community? I do all that in the West like an angsty teen. And I carry all that to the North, identifying and bringing this work to you, steadfast like the buffalo, through podcasts, one-on-one mentoring, and workshops. So that was my journey around the wheel, just with the farm. And maybe you're listening and you're saying, I'm in the North and I'm unhappy. Only you can change it. You have to keep walking through the dark winter and back to the spring to again be circling above your life like the raptor and choose something different. Maybe you want to rent instead of own. Home ownership isn't anything you thought it would be. Maybe you want to be a nurse instead of a doctor. So as long as you're breathing, there's no problem. Circle above your life and swoop in again and make a different choice and begin to walk the wheel again. But there's a rub here. Remember I said the seasons flow naturally one from another. Well, so do things in our lives when we're healthy and balanced humans. But often we're not. And so we get stuck. And when we get stuck, things can get all fouled up. So it's important that things in our lives continue to flow like the seasons. So let's take a quick look at what being stuck on the wheel looks like and how to fix it. In this teaching, being stuck is called an exaggerated shield. Maybe we'll call it exaggerated directions. Being stuck in the East. Remember, stuck in the East. East was the place of spiritual. The spiritual. If you're stuck there, then everything in your life is butterflies and rainbows. Not caring about the things of the world because we're stuck in love and light. Always protecting ourselves from the darkness. Maybe you're stuck in the South. Never growing up, always playing video games, would never dare to look inward, full of jealousy, cheap thrills, it's all about me. Or maybe you're stuck in the West, falling into a quicksand of emotions, suicidal, addictions, depression, feeling like a helpless victim. You've had repeated efforts to pull yourself from the black hole, but always result in failure. That's stuck in the West. Maybe you're stuck in the North. You're a workaholic, overly responsible, focusing on logic and avoiding vulnerability and rest, frozen in a state of duty and routine. That sound like you? I know this is a lot, but if you find yourself stuck, it's pretty simple. Here's what to do about it. It's on the opposite side of the medicine wheel. So if you're stuck in the North and you're a workaholic, the remedy is in the South. What do we do in the South? We're a child. It's time to play. That's the fix of being stuck in the North. And if you're stuck in the West in the place of depression, you look across the medicine wheel at the East, the place of spirit. And if you're stuck in the East, the remedy is the West and getting grounded in who you really are. And if you're stuck in the South, across the medicine wheel is the North, a little medicine from the North, perhaps a little discipline in your life. Put the video games down, go into the dark cave and emerge with one thing of who you are. and begin to put that into practice in the North. The Four Shields of Human Nature, it's just a tool, and it's also, as I said in the beginning, a 351-page book. So this was but a brief introduction. And as you listen today, which direction felt most comfortable to you? And which one did you want to skip over? So check in there. Maybe you found that you were in the North direction in your job, but you were in the East when it comes to relationships. Or maybe you found that you were stuck. Here's a micro challenge. Pick one direction on the wheel this week. Notice what parts of your life reflect that direction. And if, for example, you're stuck in a direction, then just look across the medicine wheel to help you get unstuck. I don't know if this was enough for all of you, and I really want to encourage you to come to the farm and sit with me to flush this out. It's been a huge help in my life. I want to also thank all of you for reaching out lately. I'm encouraged to know that you're working on your life and using some of these tools. Remember, you can always come to the farm and dive deeper in one of my workshops, be it the Four Shields of Human Nature, the Magic of Listening, or my 12-week program, and I'm adding and adding as I grow, as I continue to walk around the medicine wheel, say yes to my life. And if that's of interest to you, go to McGuireLife.com and check out what we have going on here. You're invited. There are good humans here wanting to do good work. I'm here eager to step into my purpose to help you to flush out this teaching a little bit more. The land really wants to work with you to help you understand you a little bit more. And I want to thank you today for joining me for this week's episode of Conjuring the Human Spirit. I'm sending you sincere hugs and love from me, Jeff, Rumi, and Plato, and Mr. Frog here at the farm. Hey y'all, it's Shawn coming to you from the ceremonial tent inside the newly renovated barn with all kinds of exciting things happening here. This dusty barn has been converted into a magical retreat place for you to unplug and connect. Our next workshop coming up is the Magic of Listening. We're going to do that 4 times a year now that we have a climate-controlled environment to offer you. And we'll do it on the solstice or the equinoxes, and that is... The next one is March 20th, 21st, and 22nd. You arrive on Friday in the afternoon. My husband cooks you an awesome meal, and then we dive in that evening, all day Saturday, half the day Sunday. And if you have the experience that most say they have here, you walk out of here changed, and you're invited. There's only 12 of you that come from across the country here to the farm, and it's an intimate setting. I think you would love it. If you're looking at how to grow, what do you want to spring forth in your life in this new season coming, then join us here at the farm, March 20th, 21st, 22nd. Check out all the details on the website, McGuireLife.com. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Reach out, send me a message. Let's talk about it. Sending you big hugs and love from me, Jeff, Rumi, Plato, here at the farm.
You've been listening to Conjuring the Human Spirit with Shawn McGuire Meeks. To connect with Shawn, learn more about working one-on-one, or to grab your spot for an upcoming workshop, visit McGuireLife.com or tap the link in this episode's description. Thank you for joining us, and remember, you're not alone.